Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today's class is about event programming. So imagine you have a magical friend named Scratchy who loves to follow your instruction and do fun things on your computer, which your Scratchy cat is already doing, right? Till now, following all your instructions, right? So you can make your Scratchy do a lot of things. You can make it clap your hands or jump or touch the nose or make it dance, right? Now how you start something, whenever you create anything in scratch, you always start with when green flag clicked. So whatever instruction you have to give to your character, it is always done with the help of event. So why we do it with the help of event? To tell the character when it has to do something. When the green flag is clicked, when we start the game, we instruct it. Now it is time to do something for you. Just like how a traffic light tells car when to stop and go, events tell Scratchy when to start doing something very fun. So we have different types of events in the Scratch which we will understand first and then do it practically on Scratch also. When green flag clicked. So this is like giving Scratchy a high five to start the fun. When you click the green flag, that is when you click on the play button, Scratchy will begin doing whatever you have told them to do. So with the start button, the magic starts when space key is pressed. Imagine Scratchy loves to jump. Whenever you press the space bar on your keyboard, so when you press the space key, Scratchy will jump up and down. So you have said that when you are going to press space button, it has to jump. When the sprite is clicked, you can also tell Scratchy to do something when you click on them with your mouse. So you click and she might change the color and get some graphical effects on it. We will try that. And when backdrop switches to, consider you say that you go to a forest and the character gets sad. So you can say when the backdrop switches to sad, the character costume changes to sad. We have a lot of different events, so they are just like giving Scratchy special instruction for specific movements. It is like teaching your magical friend to respond to different actions or situations. Remember, Scratchy is a great listener and loves to follow your instruction. So you can use events to make Scratchy do all sort of fun and do all sort of the colors, puzzle, and make something interesting happen in the program. So let's try it on the Scratch. Great. Let's go to the Scratch. So the first event which important is when green flag clicked. So I'll just add a new sprite in the new backdrop. Sprite is fine, but I think backdrop was much needed. Yeah. So when the green flag is clicked, I'll first set the position, which we already know. X is for horizontal, Y is for vertical, and I'm sure you're very clear about go to block also. And then you make it glide to certain position. I will make it glide here. So I'll take glide. Okay. Now once we make it glide here, what I'm going to do is we are going to move one step forward of what we have learned till now. It went forward, now it has to turn back and come here again. So how it is going to turn back and come, I'll go to the costume and now it's facing the right side. So I'll keep the name as right for the costume. Now I am going to right click and duplicate this. And when you duplicate it, you click on flip horizontal. So it flips to left side. So you write left. So now I have two catties. One is right, one is left. So all this we do to add a real effect to our program. So what we do, we set first to right side, correct? So when we do switch cost, when the green flag is clicked, it should be right side, correct? So here I'll make it 2 seconds. How do we turn? We go and we do switch costume to left and then we bring it back here in the center position. We will glide it here back on the center position. 2 seconds. So let's see how it works. Can you see how the real effect it looks? But now it's facing still to the left side. So if you want it to again turn to the right side, what you are going to do? You are going to go to the looks and you're going to take switch costume to right. Isn't that very amazing? Now let's try this with forever. Isn't that very interesting? And if you don't want it to always go on, we can take repeat, and in that I can just put whatever number we want. I'll just take 2 numbers so that it just works 2 times. The same cycle happens for 2 times and then it stops. This is the second time and now it stopped. Correct? So now once we have reached this point, we have understood when green flag clicked. I'll go to the events and I'll take when space key pressed. We can do for the same character if you want. Now what I'll teach you, that when you press space button from your keyboard, you can make your sprite jump. So how do you make sprite jump? We take repeat, okay, and what we do with the repeat is, when you have to make your character go up, you are going to change the vertical position. So the block which you use is called as change Y by. So repeat 10, you can decide how many times you want to repeat. I'll take 5 or 4 is fine. And here also we can decide till what height we want. Let's try. Let it complete 2 cycles, then I'm going to press the space button. It went up. Now it's up in the air. So how jumping works? You go up and then you come down. So you want to bring it down also now, correct? So what we do is, we take same repeat, we write 4 number here, and from motion we take change Y by. Now to come down, we change the vertical thing, but if you want to come down, the number should be negative. In between also, see, I'm jumping. What's happening? The jump is happening very small. So I'll make this 15. Let's complete this. Now if you feel it is, you can change the number here also. I'll show you the difference. Now we can directly start with the space also. And if you want, it should not happen immediately, we can make it wait also. We can do 0.2 also. .2 doesn't look real, I feel. We can do 0.1 only. Isn't that very fun and interesting? Now we will see the third event when this sprite clicked. So when you click on the sprite, something should happen. So what I'll do is, I'll go to the looks and we'll do some magic on it when we click on it. We can do change color effect by, and then once it changes the color effect, you can clear all the graphic effects. Then I'll just duplicate. See, I'm just duplicating all of it. I'm just duplicating 2 blocks together by right clicking it. So can apply different graphical effects. Second will be fisheye. Then will be pixelate. Now let's click on it and see. 1 second. Now let me click. Can you see what is happening? Is anything updating? It cleared the graphic effect. So we will have to take, there is one thing which you observed, when I don't take wait 1 second, it is not working. So you'll have to understand why this problem is coming, because it's happening very fast. So before clearing any graphic effects, You should take wait so that you see the effect and then the graphic is cleared. So one by one it will happen. We can do more. Let's do more. Oh, by mistakenly I did this 2 times. It's very simple. It's nothing. We are just duplicating and changing the effect, right? And this one also, if you want, you can add repeat and do the number of times you want it to repeat this thing. Or if you want, when you click, it should happen forever. We can do that also. I just clicked one time and all the effects are happening on its own. Isn't that very fun? You can decide how many number of times it has to do. Now, one thing we can do is, today we have learned about, I've taught you in the last class we see in the story also, you learn how to use say blocks. So let's use say here. After it walks and it will say hello. How the user will get to know that all this is going to happen. So we'll write hello. Press space button to make me jump. I'll keep this aside. Click me to see the magic. So when this happens, the dialogues will come on the screen. So we understand what needs to be done. We did this. Now what we are going to do? Backdrop. Okay. So now once I have mentioned all this, I am going to teach you another thing, that is when backdrop switches to. For that I'll have to take the backdrop. Let's take something. This is also fine. So like we did in the story, first we will have to specify it has to start with blue sky, correct? So when the green flag is clicked, we go to looks and we do switch backdrop to blue sky. And now here when backdrop switches to bench with view, what should happen? But now when are we going to switch the backdrop? After clicking on it, here we can switch the backdrop. Once all this magic is done, it is going to switch backdrop to bench with view. Now let's click on it and see the magic and see if the backdrop is changing. So it is changed. Now what we can do, we can change the cat's position when the backdrop is switched. I'll take this and I'll keep the cat here. I'll just stop this. Okay. I want cat to be here. Okay. So what's the position? We will see, just let me, because I'm clicking, it's starting. So that is the reason. I'll keep it here. So when backdrop switches, when the new backdrop is there, you want your cat to go on this position and then walk from this and come here. And we take 2. In between this, I'll take wait 1 second. Isn't that very interesting? Now, I hope you try different events in different ways and do different stuffs. Okay? Thank you so much.